What's up, y'all? This is Side back with another reaction, y'all, for the Fat Man's podcast. I got another reaction for y'all. But before we get in this reaction, y'all, please hit that like button, subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of this month. Well, I guess by the end of this week, actually, we at 80 subscribers. So shoot, let's keep on going there. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But I got another reaction for y'all from Dr. Phil. Well, not another one, because I've never subscribed to Dr. Phil. But we got a Dr. Phil reaction. So if y'all know who Amila Akdoba, some shit like that. Well, hold on. Let's go back. I don't know how to say her name, because I'm gonna say her name wrong. I'm gonna butcher her name so wrong. It's like Amelia see, I'm like to excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna butcher that name, man. It's like Amelia or some shit like that. Let me see, Amelia. I think it's like Amelia. Damn, now I gotta go do my damn shit. Crazy shit. Well, I know how to spell her name, but I subscribe to her too. Oh, here we go. Amelia Akadobia. Acapenia Obia. I'm sorry, y'all. I guess she's a conservative. I guess it used to be. I guess she works for Pregnant You, and I guess she used to be a woke person, a feminist, and now I don't all that feminist stuff. I ain't really with, but I guess she used to be a feminist and a Democrat and a social justice warrior and stuff like that. I guess she changed. I guess she woke up to, you know, how they were acting. Now she's I guess she's conservative now, or more conservative, and not really a feminist like that. I don't know. I'm not for sure, but I think that's what she usually posts up on her on her channel, more like conservative stuff and stuff like that, like right wing stuff, not really left leaning stuff anymore. Left leaning stuff. So yeah, but yeah, what's gonna this reaction, y'all? I think it's y'all go check her out. It's I'm gonna put the original video up in here for Dr. Phil, and I'll go put her channel up in there too, because y'all tell, I don't know how to say her name. Y'all tell me in the comment. I think it's like Amelia Acadobio Pino. I don't know. Let's get here, y'all though.
Is a form of flattery.
If somebody wears their hair like you're wearing it, you put that on the same level as racism.
Same level as white supremacy.
Come on now. Here we go. The victim mentality. I'm telling y'all, the victim mentality is strong out here, boy. Oh, so okay, I saw a little clip of this. I didn't tell y'all this. I saw a little clip of this. I guess he put some like racism and sexism are on the same playing field, I guess. But yeah, let's get up in here.
I want you to take a look at these pictures for me. Anything jump out at you?
Yes. They're in costumes.
Right. They're in costumes. These are all celebrities who have been called out, criticized, and condemned for cultural appropriation.
Come on now, wearing braids now is cultural thing. I didn't see. Man.
Has anyone here ever called someone out for cultural appropriation? You too? You have? You have?
Yep. Was she Mexican?
Has anybody here ever thought twice about wearing something or doing something, even cooking something, out of fear of being accused of appropriation?
Hi, dropshippers. It's time to focus on what you do best. So go to Wix.com.
Everybody should get premium.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah, what was it?
Oh, here we go. Ooh, it had to be a purple. Ooh, here we go. Here we go.
Daughter had braids and she wanted me to get braids that were just like hers.
Why her but not you?
She's half black and half white.
Okay.
And so I just think that
Ooh-wee.
some things should stick with those cultures.
Well, no matter whether you believe it's harmful,
To be honest, with you, I don't care what you wear. To be honest, like, so if you want to dress as a crackhead, I really don't care. You know what I mean? If you want to dress homeless, I really don't care. It's your life. Here we go.
or you think people should just be allowed to do what they want, there is no doubt this is a hot button topic that people are passionate about. Dr. Neil Lester, a professor of English at Arizona State University, right?
I am, yes.
And you've published, lectured, and taught extensively the area of African American studies. What do you think about appropriation? Do you think this is a real thing, something that people need to be cognizant of? And if so, why?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, because if we in fact are trying to look at the humanity of other people, and we are trying to live in a place where we are trying to be respectful and mindful of folks, then we need to be aware of things that are important to other cultures that don't necessarily look like us or share the same values. So it is a thing, and people need to be aware of.
Can anybody appropriate?
Anybody can appropriate, yes.
Not just white people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Appropriation is intersectional. So old people can appropriate youth culture. Youth culture.
No. He just changed the subject right there. Did y'all see that? Is this me? Put that in the comments that he not just changed the whole conversation. He said old people and youth. Dr. Phil said racial. He said black people and white people and other races, Mexicans, all stuff like that. Come on now. Come on, y'all. Y'all didn't see that? Am I tripping? Put up in the comments if I'm tripping.
Can appropriate old folks. People who are not incarcerated can impersonate, prisoners or those who are incarcerated. Men appropriate women's attire for the sake of funny and mocking. So absolutely anybody can do it, and everybody on some level may have flirted with it.
Okay, but a lot of the time,
He low-key just changed the whole Come on, y'all. I know I'm not tripping. He just changed the whole conversation to something else.
that people that
He low-key just tapped around the whole question.
I've seen are called out for this, it's not that they were making fun or mocking in some way. It was just that they had adopted a fashion or a style or whatever.
I would say that's a performance. So if somebody's culture and somebody's identity becomes a performance, then it's reductive. So if you're reducing, for example, say the civil rights movement to an afro, and you wear that, or you wear dreadlock wigs, that Rastafarians may wear, you do that because it's edgy, because it's cool, but ultimately because it's not you, and you're getting some kind of cultural capital from that by doing it.
And who's hurt by that?
Well, it's not a matter of who's hurt by it, it's who's being disrespected by it.
Well, who's being disrespected by it?
A whole culture of people whose identities are wrapped in whatever you're dressing into and can then take off.
Amala, you don't agree?
I don't.
Me
No.
either.
You think worrying about appropriation is a waste of time?
I think not only is it
Wait, how you
somewhat
say
a
her
waste
name?
of time, but
Okay,
it's
hold on.
nearly impossible. You
Hold
just
on, y'all.
mentioned
We gotta
there
go back. We gotta go back. We
nearly
gotta go
hundreds
back.
of ways that one could
We gotta get her right. We gotta get her
Whose
name.
identities are wrapped in whatever you're dressing into and can then take off.
Amala, you don't agree?
I don't.
A ball? Shit, how you say her name?
No.
And can then take off.
Amala, you don't agree?
I don't.
Amal? I guess how you say that. Amal?
No.
She
You
got
think
that.
worrying
Yeah, she got that deep African name, boy.
about appropriation is a waste of time?
I think not only is it somewhat a waste of time, but it's nearly impossible.
This is who I was talking about. Who I was talking about. I think her Amal. I said Amelia or something like that. That's what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about. About the channel. I'll put her channel up in the description too.
You just mentioned there are nearly hundreds of ways that one could appropriate somebody else's culture or their livelihood. And to expect any one human being to keep on top of that throughout their entire life, I think, is an unrealistic ask. And I think imitation is a form of flattery. I appreciate my food by eating it. I appreciate the hair that I wear by wearing it, by putting on the clothes that I wear. And every single item around us in this room could probably be attributed to a certain culture. Do we have to constantly worry about what culture we gain things from?
She is right though. Like black people wearing wigs. Mostly that was like, you know, straight hair is mostly like, you know, white people and, you know, Asian people, stuff like that. Black people have more like of I won't say nappy head, but y'all know what I mean, like a rough exterior. Our hair is more rough, like a rug, more like a rug, you know what I mean? And then y'all have more like a bear type hair.
Does intention have anything to do with
Well, I
it?
guess I didn't hear anything about anybody worrying about it. What I hear about when I think about and talk about cultural appropriation is people becoming more aware of it. We could say the same thing about racism, sexism, homophobia. Just because you can't solve it and don't see it at every corner doesn't mean we shouldn't be aware of it and trying to address it.
Wow, do you
So,
really put those on the same level?
I absolutely do.
Racism and sexism, you put it on the
Absolutely.
same level as
Absolutely.
cultural appropriation?
That's exactly.
Look, got to feel like you got to be out, you out your goddamn mind. You have to got to make sure like out your goddamn mind.
So if somebody wears their hair like you're wearing it, you put that on the same level as racism.
Absolutely. I put that on.
Ooh-wee. There ain't no way in hell he said that. Wow. Yeah, he's up in his victim mentality right here, boy.
The same level as white supremacy, because white supremacy is intersectional. Read Audre Lorde. It's white, and here's what I'm saying. That's why I started by saying this is about humanity or the lack of humanity. When we're putting on someone else's culture, that is somebody else's identity. So when you're talking about being worried about stuff, I'm talking about this in the context of power and history.
You're Brittany, right? Yes. Do you
So if you eat tacos, you have to be. So you eat some of these like if you make tacos, that's like you have to. That's all the same. Oh, there ain't no way in hell. Damn, I didn't know it could. I didn't know people was this deep in that victim mentality. I really didn't. Damn. He put that on the same as sexism and racism on the same playing field in the same category. Huh. Wow.
think black people appropriate?
I think it's possible for black people to appropriate.
No. See, answer the question. Look, y'all, please. I don't like people that just like tap around questions. Look, you answer the question first, and then you put context to it. Watch this. Y'all, I know I'm not tripping now.
Context of power and
Watch.
history.
You're Brittany, right?
Yes.
Do you think black people appropriate?
I think it's possible for
It's possible. Yes or no?
black people to appropriate a different culture, just because black culture is the only culture that exists, and every culture has their own boundaries or things that they find offensive and things they want other cultures to respect.
How many of y'all agree with the doctor here that
He forgot his name.
cultural appropriation is on the same level as racism or sexism? How many of you agree that it's serious like that? How many of you say, no,
Only women. Come on.
I think that's overblown?
There we go. Most dudes will say that.
Most of you think that's overblown. Is it they just don't get it?
Well, when we talk about systemic racism, which many of us
Y'all, systemic racism, here we go.
started talking about after George Floyd's murder, we started seeing the ways in which white supremacy is embedded in everything. And cultural appropriation is about that. It's not only about that, but it is about that. People don't walk into a space and are just raced. You are race and. You're not just raced. So there's race and gender, there's race and religion, there's race and sexuality, there's race and body type. So all of that becomes embedded when we talk.
But first he started out with humanity, right? So I don't know. If you're gonna say human, you should just started out with racism then. Because you wouldn't, I don't know, why would you say humanity if you're just like, if it's, you know what I mean? I don't know. You could say different cultures, but then you put racism in it and sexism, which there are totally different playing fields. Like, come on now. Like the end of the rule, one on a ruler, right? You got racism, then you got sexism on the 12-inch part. You're like, come on now.
Talk about systemic racism. And that's what's missing from conversations about.
Ooh, is that Dr. Phil's wife? Yeah, she got, damn. If that's his wife, she can fucked up her face. Damn.
Cultural appropriation. We only want to focus on race, but not one person in this room is just raced. That's what I challenge. And that's why age becomes part of this. That's why gender becomes part of this.
Oh, here we go.
Dressing up as women and thinking that's funny. That's cultural appropriation. That's mocking women. And we make lots of money doing that.
Okay, what do you guys think?
Are you driving way?
So is he talking about like people that are like, trans people and stuff like that? Would that, I don't know.
Less than you used to? Do you have a clean driving record? Are you over 25? Do you not have a DUI?
Yes, ma'am.
In a multicultural society, I don't think that the boundaries between cultures are that rigid. I think they're somewhat fluid.
Yeah.
And so, at the end
I can agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
of the day, we're talking about hairstyles. We're talking about clothing. There's so many bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
We have this grievance culture. Everybody has a grievance about something. And, I just think that it's really not that big of an issue.
How many of you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like she's on point.
Okay. Most of you do. Yes, sir.
It seems to be an American issue. My wife recently, my beautiful wife, who knows pretty much everything.
Good catch on that.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She
Good
recently
catch.
wanted to buy a kimono because she thought they were beautiful. So she checked in with a Japanese friend of hers and, to make sure that she wasn't participating in cultural appropriation. And her Japanese friend said that it would be celebrating her culture.
The fact that we can share styles and clothing and food is a very beautiful thing to be celebrated.
But sharing and then having somebody else get credit for it. See, that's what the issue is. The issue is I've done my homework and you're going to copy it and the teacher's going to praise you for doing the homework. That's what cultural appropriation is.
Okay, well, Will Witt is a former Prager University personality and current editor-in-chief at the Florida Standard. Now, he joins us virtually. Will, what prompted you to make that video?
Well, really, I made that video to prove anti-white ivory tower professors like the one in your studio wrong. I mean, this video and the
He threw a shot real quick, boy. Damn. I like it though.
the others that I've made like it with Native Americans, with Mexicans, with the Chinese you just watched are irrefutable evidence that people like that professor are exactly wrong on cultural appropriation. And if we want to go back and we want to talk about the hairstyles and things, just bringing this up, I mean, I've seen people get offended by braids and say, oh, braids are a black people thing and white people can't wear braids.
No, it's not. Now, the only part I don't like is like people like wearing like fake dreads. Like I used to have dreads. Like why fake it? Like put the work into it and then, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't do it though. I wouldn't say it was like appropriation, all that other shit, but I don't know why would you just like, I don't know. But I guess like people wear wigs and shit like that. So I guess I don't know.
It's called a Dutch braid. It was from back in Nordic times, old Nordic times, with white people, with Vikings, would wear braids, yet people want to come and claim that it's some part of their culture
Dude, I didn't even know that. Maybe I should research that. I didn't know that.
now.
If you ever seen the Vikings though, like the Viking show, they did braid their hair though.
No, you can't claim that something is just a part of your culture either. It's for people to share and celebrate and use so you can actually have a society that is cohesive and works together as a melting pot, not all these different groups that can't work together because everyone's so offended. The only people who are actually offended by cultural appropriation don't really have anything else of meaning going on in their lives, it seems.
Damn, he's throwing shots.
Well, that's rich.
You say people who get offended by
rich.
cultural appropriation are people mostly not from that culture. Has that been your experience, whatever the culture was?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, one of the most important videos that I ever did with PragerU is when I went to the Navajo Indian Reservation in Window Rock, Arizona. And all of these Navajos that I talked to didn't want other people to get offended for them on their behalf. They wanted to feel responsible for their own culture. They didn't want someone coming in, for lack of a better word, white knighting them and saying, hey, we need
Yeah.
to come here and save you. You know, all these people wearing headdresses and things or a feather in their hair, we need to come and save you. They didn't want that. They wanted people to come and say Geronimo. They wanted planes named the Apache helicopter. They wanted the Washington Redskins as their sports team to celebrate their culture. They didn't want other people getting offended on their behalf. It's a thing created by elitist white people who don't really ever talk to these people in these cultures.
Mm.
All right, well, next, can dressing up as your favorite cartoon or any kind of character cause offense?
Come
Well,
on now.
for some, it does. My next guest.
No way. Okay, yeah, this is a deep hole. This is like they in the whole universe now of victim mentality. Dressing as a cartoon now is you get offense by that now. That's appropriation now.
Knows all about that, and we'll talk to her after the break. Well, so today we've been discussing cultural appropriation, whether it's harmful and whether it's gone too far. And I just wonder if we've gotten too sensitive. And I worry.
We definitely have. I'm 100% Dr. Phil.
Also about what the reaction is whenever somebody calls somebody out. And look, every situation is different. Irish people don't have a problem. I'm of Irish descent. Don't have a problem when non-Irish people celebrate St. Patrick's Day. But then black people say, well, you've not been oppressed. So you don't have the same sensitivities that someone else might have. But I wrote down things that when I was researching this, Hispanics were complaining about hoop earrings. Hawaiians were really complaining when surfing was added to the Olympics because they were taking surfing from the Hawaiian population.
Really?
And I couldn't find.
I thought that would be like a celebration thing. Then y'all could go to the Olympics. Y'all could win stuff for your country or your state. Like, wouldn't that be? I don't know. Maybe that's. Maybe that is. I don't know. I wouldn't see no problem with it, but maybe.
Who was the first person to surf? Whether it was the Hawaiian Islands or somewhere else, I couldn't find the beginning of that. My biggest problem that I have with it is everywhere I could find this called out on social media was public shaming and attacking. I could find very few times where somebody would send a message and say, hey, just wanted to mention that you might want to think about the fact that this comes from somewhere and you might want to share some appreciation.
No, but people don't worry about it. People want to hate. They don't want to learn. They don't want to learn. They don't want to teach. They just want to hate. They just want to say, oh, you're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. When they can just say, you know what, sir, I don't think that's really right. Like, I would put it like, hey, them dreads, right? Them fake dreads. I don't think that's right. I think you should grow out your hair. You know what I mean? But you can do whatever the hell you want to do. I don't mind what you do. I'm just saying, I think the best part of growing out dread, having dread, is the process of dreads. You know what I mean? But that's just me.
Or acknowledgement, it was vicious and hurtful and shaming. And I hate to see that because we seem to have this call out cancel culture and attack culture. And I really wonder, I've said before, we say a lot of things on a keyboard I wonder if we would say that to somebody if we were in the elevator with them. I think you
Yeah.
were really attacked and felt bad for your prom dress, and you for your anime. And I just wonder if people
Yeah, I watch anime too. I love anime.
took even
There's a lot of people that watch anime too. I know a lot of people that watch anime.
30 seconds to know either one of you if they would feel that way and say that to you. And I just hope in this country we can slow down enough to try and first understand and second be understood.
Yeah.
That would be a good place to start. It's just my thoughts. I want to thank all of my guests for being here today for what I feel was an important discussion. I really want to thank my audience for participating in all of this. Doctor, thank you for coming and sharing your perspectives. Reggie, thank you so much. Amala, thank you. Thank you for Amala. Cultural appropriation.
I got called all sorts of names for wearing the dress.
Imitation is a form of flattery.
If somebody wears their hair like you're wearing it, you put that on the same level as racism.
Well, all right, y'all. That's the end of the video, y'all. Y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think. I don't see anything wrong with like having braids and you know what I mean. I don't see anything wrong. You know, having a do-rag on, I don't see anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. It's your own life. You know, you can dress as hell you want to dress it. We've got so sensitive in this whole in our society now, where you can't even wear what you want to wear anymore, and that's sad. That's really sad. Now, men, I don't know, but we just, you know what I mean? That's sad. You know what I mean? That's just sad. But hey, y'all, I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all tell me what y'all think up in the comments. Please hit the like button and subscribe button. And I will see you guys on the next one. Osiris out from the Fat Man's Podcast.